Hello everyone, welcome to Of Bricks and Dragons. Today we're doing a bonus figure because I'm trying to work with my camera, trying to get things worked out, and I'm having issues here. I'm having lighting issues, so we're gonna have to work on things here. Yeah, okay. I might have to kind of switch some lights around or something, or figure something out. I don't know. I'll get it worked out. Okay, so what we have here is we have the action infantry soldier here. Maybe if I can do a little bit more of this. You know, the hardest thing is I am at least a good 10 feet away from my laptop, so it's not like I can see it the greatest, but I can see that we got everything here. Hopefully this is working out. And we'll go from there. Okay, so this isn't a actual named character, so we have the action soldier. So this is more of a generic figure. And as we look around, this is really kind of neat in a lot of regards because we have two faces. So if you want to have a more chocolate look to your character or a more Caucasian look, we have a helmet, we have some scarves. They have a lot of nice guns here, so it looks like we have the old Modus M24, or not M2, yeah, M249 saw. Looks like we have the, I think that's the more M4 style M16, probably a 9mm pistol. We have a radio here. We have some other things, a backpack, looks like a tripod in there, so we'll see how this goes. I'm sure that we have a change of hands because with the face being what it is right here, we have kind of Caucasian hands, so I'm going to guess that we're going to have some different hands there. This is actually for the mount for the Modus. So let's get this kind of popped open here. So this is wonderful because then, we can get some extra soldiers in here. These are not named soldiers. So if you're trying to do a army builder, we've got figures now that we can do, and so we're gonna pop them out here. Yep. Okay. So we have different hands. We have the tripod, radio. Let's get his backpack out. We're just gonna start working on one thing after another as I get all the crinkles. So the backpack here. It's a nice good size rucksack here. We got some pegs on the side, so obviously it's meant for holding some of the extra equipment that we're going to have, which is wonderful. Let's get on to our next one. We have our belt for the Modus. I don't think my rabbits like the... Okay, so here's our saw. Oh, and it does. Okay. I'll show you here in a second when we get all this out. I carry this saw for a short bit, really for one exercise. I had somebody else that kind of walked off, so I got stuck carrying it. There's no sneaking up on anyone when you're carrying a saw. Oh, goodness. I got crinkles all over the place, and I'm sure that that's wonderful in the audio. Dog tags. Here's our sidearm. I got asked a question by somebody one time, what my sidearm was when I was in the Army. And I had to kind of tell them, it says we didn't have sidearms when I was in the Army. Officers got sidearms. But as an infantryman, yeah, we didn't get sidearms. All right, so now we got everything out. So we have the backpack. We have that. Yeah, what my rabbit was just saying. Okay, so now we have our belt here for the Modus. So looking at her, here's our top. It means that she's going to feed in from the side, I believe. Yeah, it's going to be from this side. And we'd have our ammo can down here. Now I can put this down in here for our tripod. So that's pretty cool. Trying to see what this is. This looks like a trigger, a gun assembly for something here. So we'll figure that out here. Okay, this looks like it's a claymore or something. But it looks like it's got mollies on here, so we'll get that figured out. And we have belt pouches. Okay, so we have belt pouches and all that. Okay. So let's it's a lot of fun stuff here. So let's kind of sweep this all off to the side here. We kind of looked at this a little bit. It does sit low. So if you're sitting here, you're going to be kind of sitting on the ground. Or typically what we would do is we would actually take this and we'd have a foxhole and we'd have this sitting up here. So then we'd just kind of go from here in the foxhole. So that's typically what we would do with that. And normally if you were carrying, if you're carrying a tripod unit, you're talking about a 3-man team. One person's going to be humping the tripod itself. One is going to be carrying the weapon system, and someone else is going to be carrying extra ammo. And that's even normally with an M60, let alone for all of that. Okay, so we're going to have a hood here that we can take off. So we have a hood, whether you want to just keep them looking a little bit more like a Snake Eyes-ish look or however. We do have the hood on there for out in the desert. This looks a little bit more desert camo. I don't know how well this works. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I got some yellow paper covering some of the. I think I should trade that out for white paper so that way it's, to me it's everything's got a little bit more of a yellowish look to it. So, okay, so we do have a pocket here. So we can actually put stuff in a pocket in the front here. So that's really kind of neat. As I take our kind of cover here, our camouflage cover off. That's really kind of cool. And then we have our Molly protective vest here. Actually, yeah, it is. I'm trying to see if this comes off or not. It doesn't look like this really comes off. So it'll stay on there. Oops, my leg holster kind of came down some. Alright, so he's got some nice big combat boots. He's meant for walking here. He's got some pretty decent articulation here, and we can kind of go to side. So if you need him to stand out there as he's bracing for something or whatever, you can kind of do that. Right here where the boot comes up, we got a joint so we can rotate that. Then we have our knee, or I've kind of really looked at this as a double knee, so instead of being like the regular action figure, it just kind of goes here. We have the double joint here. Shoot. It is stiff, which, I've always said before, when you get a brand new figure, it should be kind of stiff in a way. Oh, there we are. So if he's trying to stretch his leg, which if you're doing your morning calisthenics, sometimes we do. Not that I do all that much, and you look at the shape of me, I'm not in that good a shape. We can have him kind of standing there like he's kind of balancing, stretching his leg. So that's really kind of neat how we can do that. We have that extra articulation there. And we got a pouch here. I'm going to say maybe like a magazine pouch for his sidearm. As I keep knocking this. Oh. All right. Sit, stay, good boy. All right. So same thing with the other leg. We got it on the one side, we got it on the other side. That works pretty good. So we have his 9mm. Let's get him his 9mm. At least that's what I'm thinking it is. So we're going to look at this. Actually, this does have, I don't know. Get this nice and close to the screen here. This looks like it very well could be like a Glock of some sort, or maybe a 6 Sauer or whatever. It doesn't look like a 1911 to me, so I'm going to say it's a 9mm, which I think most armies have kind of gone to. So we can get that into his holster. That looks pretty good. And we have his belt pouches. And I thought I saw, yeah, we do have an extra piece here. So as we look at the different belt pouches we have, we can try and figure out which one we want to put on there. So we have a smaller one here. So I'm going to give him a small one. Looks like it's this way. Now when I was in, we had 2 canteens. He's only got the one, so everybody's going to be kind of different. And this is all fictional, so no big deal. But I'm going to say if you're out in the boonies in the desert, I think you might want to have a second canteen, just in case you get a little extra thirsty. Trying to get that in there. I'm just going to say this. The roundness of this is just a little off, and this is kind of it is rubberized, but it's a little harder. But trying to get it into that belt, trying to twist it in there, just is not the easiest. Let me have them go forward a little bit. And I didn't see it on the other side, but when I was flipping them around. But on the other side here, okay, I got it on there, kinda. Kinda. Yeah, see, this does not, I mean, it works, but not the greatest. Okay, and then I get another pouch right here, but we also have pouches here as well. So we'll figure out what we're going to do. And boy, I'm moving his ankle around in ways I think it probably would hurt. Okay, so we have 2 spots in the back. Obviously, we're going to want to have his backpack on. So, and this looks like it lines up with the hole in his back, so that way we can have this go in. And that is a very nice long stud to go in there, so it gets through the armor and onto his back. Okay, so now he got his rucksack on there. He's got his sidearm. Let's see, we have a couple more pouches. So this one, stay. All right. This one's got the nice G.I. Joe logo on it. I play with Legos too much. And it's a flatter pouch. You know, you could put almost anything in there. We have this one here. So this has got the little mollies on the outside. Like if you want to throw shotgun shells or just clip something else onto it, you can do that. And here's like another, this is a dual pouch, so maybe a magazine and maybe a map or something, who knows. You know, it's all up for your own imagination. Okay, I think I'm going to leave these off for the moment. But we do have a helmet that we can put on. So this is the newer style helmet. This is, well, yeah, this is newer style. This is not what I wore. I had an old style. We didn't have all the extra electronics to go on there, so we didn't have the mounts and everything like they do today. We're talking about we were just graduated up from the sticks and the stones, as we carry a stone spear. But the helmet fits on there really nice. So, and then I want to do this because I really want to let you guys know what I feel about this. So I'm not a big one for changing the hands out, but you know what? We might have someone that wants to have a different, okay. So that didn't come out too hard. I'm always afraid I'm going to break things because I do have that habit from time to time. And then let's change this around. All right. So that worked pretty good. So we're going to, it is in there good enough so it's not just going to fall out. So, and it pops in there. That works pretty good. And we're going to change the head. Now, I have yet to change a head, so, okay. Twisting that, making her pop. That looks kind of odd. Now if I could take a Star Wars Battle Droid head and put that on there, that would be funny. All right. And the neck does move down, comes up a little bit. There we go. I didn't pick up roadblock, so maybe I could make say he's roadblock. So, you know, at this point, you could call him whoever you want. So, still nice figure. I think it would be it's you know, for anyone that's looking for army builders, this is a wonderful army builder for G.I. Joe. So we have kind of a mask here. Let's kind of get that over his head. So I think if you're trying to do, I don't think it'll sit the greatest if it's down there, but if you want to have that kind of go over his nose and that, you can kind of do that. It does wrap around in the back. I don't know if I'm really doing this right or not. There's a part of me that says no, but maybe this is meant to also go over the helmet, so I don't know if that works or not. Let's try and see exactly how good or bad this all works. No, it doesn't seem like it fits over the helmet. So, alright. I got some noisy bunnies over there. Alright, we have another pouch here. So this is a bigger Molly pouch. Sit. Oh, come on. We had him standing ever so well before. There. Alright, so this is a bigger pouch here. Looks like that looks about the right side up. Looks like we have like a closing clasp here. A bigger pouch like this, you know, that might be a butt ruck right here. That's what we would call it. You know, you could either put it like on the back of our rucksack, or instead of having this pouch, maybe I'd have it sitting there and maybe put a poncho liner in there, so I always have something to kind of cover up with. If you're stuck out having to camp overnight and you have no other gear, at least you would have that. We also have his radio. So here's his walkie-talkie. That would work pretty good on his hip or something, wherever you want to put it. With the rucksack here, you know, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 if I wanted to put it right here. So, you know, it gives us plenty of options. However you want to do them up, everyone's going to be a little different on that. So we'll get them there. There's the hands. Okay. Now, I still haven't figured out what this is yet. We're going to figure that out here. This might be... I'm looking at this. That's not meant to go in here at all, is it? That doesn't make sense. Nope, that's too thick. So I don't know. This could be some sort of, looks almost like there's a scope on the back. Almost looks like a sight. So this could be, I'm going to go off on a wild guess here. For like a laser sight or something. So if you're calling in airstrikes or something like that, that might be your little laser sight gun. I really don't know. Let's look at the back of the box and see if they actually have anything written there. And I don't see anything. So, again, I think that's all going to be up to your own interpretation. And one thing that didn't come out, we do have a stand for him. So, and fitting for how he's camouflaged, it's in a brown. So, like I said, I'm going to say a wild guess is probably like a laser sight or whatever for trying to call in airstrikes or something, or a McGruffin gun if you need a McGruffin gun. Okay, so let's see what we have now. This is different from what I had ever had on a saw, but there's our drum magazine underneath here. Oh, and it comes off. Now this is so we can hold this in here, but I'll tell you a little secret. In the off chance that you could not get another drum magazine, the regular M16 magazines would fit into there. And this looks like it's a little different, so I don't know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this isn't supposed to be a saw. To me, it kind of looks like it is, but it looks a little futuristic, a little off. And this is what I was saying. Oh, they do have it. So built into the saw when I was in the Army, we actually had the bipod here. So so you could put the bipod down. You could sit it on the ground, and you could just sit there and make them talk. Dun 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 dun. So. And if you were running with a second squad and you would have two of these, then they'd talk. Essentially what they'd say is you'd have them talk. So one would shoot, and then the other one would shoot, and then you just kind of pick up back and forth. So, and everyone else would fill in between. And that's what it stands for, Squad Assault Weapon. So, yeah. All right. Now we have his dog tag, so let's get him his dog tags. Oh shoot, I can't do that with the head on. Okay, so I'll have to take the head off and I'll put dog tags on. And then, last but not least, we have his M4 here. Oh, that's definitely not a regular M4 because I see two barrels on there. So I don't know what kind of futuristic version he's got of this, but boy, two barrels. So that means that this would be a double magazine then, and it does come out. So there you go. Everything's all futuristic. It's all a different little take on there, but to have a gun with the two barrels, that means that you're shooting. Wow. That's an interesting take on it. Interesting. Very interesting. I think he's definitely going to need a little extra ammo, so that's probably why he's got all the extra stuff here. I would say that this would work very well for like a roadblock or heavy duty. Roadblock's was it cousin? I think heavy duty was his cousin. Because we get the Modus, the old 50 caliber machine gun. Even for an M4 with a double barrel on there and a squad assault, a saw. I think that would fit most definitely for like a roadblock or whatever. Although I will say, when we think of roadblock, typically we're thinking of someone that's got a little bit bigger build. And when we look at the arms, we do have the extra joint here, so he can move. Oops, that one pouch fell off. These holes just are not the easiest to get in there. He's got that extra joint in here, so you can kind of really get his arms back. See, and then we can kind of get them forward. So that gives us that little extra posability. And of course, up here, right underneath the shoulder, we have a joint here, and you saw that we got the double elbow, so he can really bring his arm up. Oh, come on. There we go. So if he's trying to stretch his arm. There. So we can get his arm all the way across. That's really cool. So now you can use that top joint so you can move his arm all the way across like he's trying to, work out a sore elbow or something. Here, take that off. So that really does work nice. With all these different pouches and everything else, if you had a couple of these, you could have one done up one way. Yeah, that works better. On the back, it works a little bit better. You can have another one done another way, so you definitely have options to sit here and say, no, this is this character, this is that character, whatever. So if you want to leave them without a helmet and another one with a helmet and some with the scars and the hoods and all that stuff, you could really mix and match them and make them your own. But for an army builder, this is a wonderful character. It gives you a lot of nice weapons here. I think this is a very slick build. And if I can find them, I only found the one, so I only picked up the one. If I find another one and I have the funds for it, then I'll definitely pick up a second one. So, You know, if you ever find them, I want to say this was a little bit more expensive than the regular figure. You know, the regular figure is going for about like 25. I think this was going for like 30, 35. But with everything else, you're getting all the extra weapons, the extra head molds. I mean, they're not all that much different, but they are a different color. So I think it works out pretty good. You know, the extra hands there, the armor, the extra pouches and all that. I think it's worth it. I really do. I think they give you a good value on this one. Torso twists, pretty good. Get that kink out of his back. I do see right in here, you know, we can kind of go back and forth here. Although with the armor on, I don't know how well that's really going to work in the long run. But I think it's a, whoops, I got his foot kind of sideways. I'm going to hurt his ankle. All right. But really, in all, I think it's a really good value. If you find it, I think it's worth picking it up, especially if you're trying to build it onto your army. Then you can go from there. But you have plenty of pouches, plenty of weapon systems. The walkie-talkie is a kind of nice touch. The dog tags, the ability to change out from, you know, one type of figure to another. You know, for the different heads and the hands and all that stuff, to really kind of build up your group however you see. That works out really nice. I really do like this. I think it's a good value, like I said before. So with that, thank you for watching. Thanks for coming and sitting around the pool table. We'll work all this stuff out with my lights here, and we'll figure out what I can do. We'll see you in the next video.